Republican leaders say they will delay a vote until next week on a compromise immigration measure. Will they get the votes? Michael McCaul, House Homeland Security Committee Chair, with me now. And, sir, good day to you from Capitol Hill, where I understand a lot of tourists are there today, so I will speak loudly. What do you think? I mean, as you talk to your colleagues, is this something that you can get done next week?
Well, Chairman Goodlatte and I, it's our bill. We decided to put a pause on the bill, and we held a conference last night that was very productive. We have a lot of factions in our family, Republican family, but I think last night was a great night. We saw a lot of the different issues coming together, and I think we'll have a very constructive bill on the floor next week. And a lot of this will take care of this family separation issue. I mean, right now under law, they get separated. We keep the families together under this law, and that's a very important point. We also provide border security and a fix to DACA, which all the Democrats seem to be against that when we debated the bill on the floor. And every Democrat voted against our DACA fix, our DACA solution yesterday.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about a compromise bill, pardon me on this one, but how do you define the difference? Well, where was the compromise?
You know, honestly, it's the four pillars: my border security bill, ending the visa lottery system, which is random, chain migration, reducing that, and the DACA solution. I think, you know, the members are very much in the weeds on this, and we're trying to get everybody a consensus bill, if you will, get everybody together so we need to pass. This is a historic opportunity to do something we haven't done in 25 years. It'll fix the DACA kids, legalize them. It will provide border security that I've talked about for 7 terms in Congress. And, you know, Bill, we just have to get this done. $25 billion to build the president's wall and provide the technology and personnel to get it done.
It sounds like you're putting everything in there that the president would sign. You know, the Senate's going to be an uphill climb. The president's saying kick this to after the November, so because you're not going to get the votes in the Senate anyway. Get rid of the filibuster. I know that's not your area, but that's his position. The lieutenant governor in your home state was with us last hour. He's sharing the blame for everybody in Washington. This is what he said.
I've said for a long time that I blame both parties. The Republicans had a chance around 2005, 2006, and then Obama had a chance, and they didn't get it done. But today, the Democrats are clearly the obstructionists.
In the end, even if you get something in the House, where does it go?
You know, with Supreme Court Gorsuch, they waived this filibuster rule and made a 51 vote. We in the House get a lot of bills passed, and nothing happens in the Senate. And quite frankly, this is the most important bill other than the tax cut bill, we'll vote on this Congress. And I would urge Senator Cornyn and Mitch McConnell to waive that filibuster rule and make it a 51 vote. And I know the President of the United States would stand firmly behind that. As he stands firmly behind us, he said, I'm 1,000% behind what you're doing in the House. He endorses this bill. He wants it done. He wants his wall. We're going to get it done in the House. I feel very optimistic about that. The Senate needs to waive that ridiculous procedural rule that does not go back to the Constitution.
So to be clear, they waived it for Gorsuch. You'd like Mitch McConnell to waive it on this.
Precisely.
What has he told you about that?
You know, they like their traditions in the Senate, but you know what? They're not getting anything done in the Senate. We're getting very impatient in the House. I passed 100 bills out of my committee just sitting over there in the Senate, and that's true with every committee chairman in the House. This is probably the #1 campaign promise that the president made, was to build the wall, secure the border. My bill delivers that. We're going to pass it, and I would urge Mitch McConnell and Senator Cornyn to stop this procedural nonsense and waive that filibuster rule and go to a 51 procedure like they did with Gorsuch.
I understand what you're saying there, but have you talked to Mitch McConnell about this?
Well, I've talked to Senator Cornyn about it.
Okay. All right. So your message has been delivered to Senator Cornyn, and you would assume that perhaps the conversation is having there with Senator McConnell. But to get it done, you're going to have to twist some arms.
You know, and there's one man in this town who can do that. It's the President of the United States. And so if we get our job done in the House, I would urge the president, and I know he'll do it, to try to waive this filibuster rule in the Senate to get this thing done. This is one of the most fundamentally game changers when it comes to immigration reform, border security, and the DACA fix, which everybody wants that. All Democrats voted against it yesterday, but everybody wants a solution to DACA, including Republicans.
Thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you so much.
Next week's going to be a big week. Michael McCaul from Texas, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Heather.
Sounds like that might be the key. Well, the White House wants to